Before we begin, tell us in the comments where in the world you're joining from tonight and what time is it for you right now. We love seeing the Dreams of Tomorrow community stretch across the earth. Now, close your eyes. Take a slow breath. Imagine the sky beneath your feet. It is the year 2200. Humanity has reached the stars, but not in the way you might have expected. Mars has its colonies, the moon has its bases, but here, on Venus, life exists in the clouds, not on the burning surface below, where temperatures melt lead and pressure crushes steel. Not in orbit above, where satellites trace lonely circles, but between, suspended in the sky. Floating cities, vast aerostats, held aloft by the very atmosphere that would kill you. Your home is one of them, a shining habitat tethered to nothing, drifting endlessly above an ocean of golden clouds. The air outside is poison, the pressure below annihilation. But here, inside these walls of alloy and glass, life flourishes. You open your eyes, and today, like every day, you wake in a city without ground. Your room is small but efficient, shaped like a honeycomb of a beehive. The walls are white, softly glowing with the bioluminescent paint. Your bed folds into the wall with a sigh. The air tastes different here, slightly metallic, filtered 100 times before reaching your lungs. You've lived with it so long that earth air, thick with moisture, rich with pollen, feels alien. Outside the porthole, a vision you never grow used to. Clouds. Not fluffy, gentle clouds of earth, but titanic rivers of sulfuric mist, glowing orange where sunlight pierces through. They stretch in every direction, infinite, shifting, a restless ocean without water. Below them, nothing you can see, only a promise of fire and crushing weight. Above them, a sky tinted green and gold, bending with light, the thin veil between you and space. This is your horizon. Not soil, not ocean, sky upon sky. The city is never silent. Even when you wake in the middle of the night, there's always the hum, the resonance of flotation cells, massive balloon-like chambers filled with lighter than air gases, keeping the city suspended. The thrum of turbines catching Venus winds, the low, soothing vibration of atmosphere processors drawing oxygen from poison. It's a symphony of survival. You grow used to it. Rare, frightening silence feels unnatural, even dangerous. When you walk the corridors, you feel the faint tremor of the city beneath your bare feet, as if the structure itself breathes. Every morning begins with gratitude. though not always consciously, because here, each second of existence depends on balance. Balance of trust in the unseen machinery that holds you above death. You learned as a child, Venus doesn't forgive mistakes. A single breach, a broken seal, a miscalculation, and you fall. Not like falling on Earth, not a quick descent. Here, you would tumble for hours through choking, acidic clouds, your screams muffled until the air itself crushes them silent. That awareness never leaves you. It sharpens life, it makes every moment feel borrowed. On Earth, you might have been a farmer, a student, a dreamer wandering streets of stone. Here, everyone has a role. The city does not allow excess. Each resident contributes: engineer, grower, teacher, caretaker, storm watcher. Your own role? Well, that's part of today's journey. Perhaps you tend algae farms that breathe out oxygen. Perhaps you walk the maintenance decks where storms batter the outer hull. Perhaps you are a historian tasked with preserving the memory of Earth. Or perhaps you're still young, still searching for purpose in a society that can't afford purposelessness. But whoever you are, you're alive in the sky, a child of the clouds, one of the rare humans who call Venus home. Today, you will rise, work, eat, love, dream, like any other day. But every day in the floating cities of Venus is unlike any other. Because storms shift, clouds burn, the horizon never repeats itself. And beneath every routine task lies the reminder: you are adrift above a world that wants you gone. Still you endure, still you build, still you dream. So let us walk together through one full day in the floating cities of Venus. We will rise with the dawn, work with the turbines, face the storms, and sleep with the hum of survival in our bones. Come, the sky awaits. The first sensation is weight. Not the crushing weight of Venus's surface far below, but a lighter, gentler pressure. The gravity here is about 90% of Earth's, just enough to make each step feel smoother. Each gesture a little more graceful. People born here don't notice, but if you once lived on Earth, you remember the heaviness. Here, even breathing feels like a small act of flight. Your room hums with quiet life. Thin walls throb faintly as air circulates through hidden vents. The light that wakes you is not sunlight, not directly. It's filtered, softened through the city's great canopy membranes that shield residents from radiation and scatter the fierce glare into something golden, almost gentle. You roll from your bed, feet brushing the woven polymer floor. It flexes slightly, a reminder that everything here is designed to be light, strong, and endlessly recycled. Even your clothing, soft gray fabric, was spun from engineered algae, harvested from the oxygen farms that keep the city alive. Every morning begins with a ritual. You open the porthole. It doesn't need to open. Of course, the city's day cycle lighting already tells you the time. But no light can replace the sight of what lies beneath. Clouds, endless, rolling, radiant clouds. They move like oceans, folding over one another in slow, colossal waves. Sometimes they glow faint orange with the reflection of the sun. Other times, they turn dark and violet, promising storms. No ground, no horizon, no solid line to anchor your gaze. Just depth, endless, falling depth. You imagine sometimes what it would be like to tumble through those layers. At first, just wind shrieking past your ears. Then the sting of acid droplets biting at your skin. Then pressure, heavier, heavier, until bones snap like glass. And then nothing. You shiver and you whisper the same phrase that people here have spoken for generations. We are skyborn, we do not fall. Life in the floating cities is measured, precise. Your first act is to step into the cleansing chamber, a shower that isn't quite a shower. Water is precious here, far too precious to spill wastefully. Instead, ultra-fine mists coat your skin, laced with neutralizers to wash away acidity clinging to clothing or hair from the previous day's work. The mist prickles your skin, vanishing almost instantly. You towel off, pull on a new set of garments, close-fitting, practical, the colors muted. Sky folk are not known for extravagance. Fabrics must be functional, resistant to corrosion, light enough for the city's fragile balance. Breakfast waits in the common hall, bowls of nutrient algae mixed with fruit grown in sky gardens. Papaya, mango, banana, the kinds of crops that thrive in warm, humid greenhouses anchored just below the main decks. The taste is fresh, a small miracle. Once, you might have missed coffee or bread. Now, you're grateful for what grows. As you walk the curving corridors towards the central hub, you pass neighbors. Some nod in greeting, their eyes still heavy with sleep. Others are already busy checking wall panels, logging data on personal slates, adjusting their belts where tools clink and glimmer. The hub itself is alive. It is the heart of the city where transparent floors look down upon the flotation core. A vast chamber of gas cells shimmering with light, keeping the entire structure suspended. Engineers move below like ants, monitoring pressure gauges and seal integrity. The hum here is stronger, deeper, vibrating through your bones. Beyond the hub, long walkways stretch toward the rim. Through their windows, you see turbines turning slowly, catching the fierce upper winds of Venus and channeling power through superconducting veins. It is beautiful in its own way. Industry woven seamlessly into survival. In a side hall, you glimpse children running. Their laughter echoes strangely in the curved corridor. They leap higher than Earth children would, bodies moving with the buoyancy of this lighter world. Some carry gliders, fabric wings strapped to their arms. They practice short flights in zero-G chambers, tumbling and laughing as if they were born with wings. They were born here, most of them. They've never touched soil, never felt the grit of sand between toes, never splashed in rivers. To them, Earth is a story, a myth told by elders. Their playground is air itself. Their roots are in the sky. The city has its own rhythms, its own culture, shaped not by mountains or seas, but by storms and silence. Songs here have often no drums. Percussion is seen as too heavy, too grounded. Instead, voices rise like currents, layered and echoing. Dances are fluid, designed for corridors and weightless spaces, arms swirling as if imitating the endless clouds outside. And there are sayings passed down like charms. Anchor is death. We drift, therefore we endure. The storm teaches. Each phrase as a reminder that to live here is to live with nothing beneath you. To cling is to fall. To drift is to survive. You pause at a viewport, staring into the storm-racked distance. There is no sense of stability here, not truly. The city floats, yes, but it is always moving, always shifting. You trust the engineers who adjust buoyancy cells, the watchers who track wind currents, the mathematicians who predict turbulence. But trust is fragile. Everyone knows someone who was lost. There are stories whispered at night of small outposts torn from the sky by storms, of pods that drifted too low, of families swallowed whole by the abyss. No one speaks them aloud in daylight, but everyone knows. And still you wake, still you live. Still, you look out at the horizon and call it home. Soon, the morning bell chimes. Its sound is soft but insistent, a signal carried through corridors. The day begins. Each resident goes to their station. Some descend into the maintenance decks. Others ascend to the research towers that pierce the upper layers of atmosphere. Teachers gather children, farmers tend gardens, and you prepare for your own work, whatever it may be, because here Idleness is a danger. The city survives only when all hands work. To drift safely in the storm, everyone must contribute to the balance. Morning in the floating cities is not just waking, it is remembering. Remembering that each breath is borrowed, each step fragile, each glance at the horizon a reminder that you walk where no ground exists. And yet, in this impossible place, life blooms. In the heart of the storm, humanity finds a way. You inhale, a slow, steady breath. The air fills your lungs, clean and light. But you know better than to take it for granted. On Venus, every breath is a miracle engineered from poison. Outside, the atmosphere is a crushing mix of carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen. The clouds are laced with droplets of acid strong enough to strip paint from metal. Step beyond the walls without protection, and your lungs would burn. Your skin would blister. Your life would end in minutes. And yet, here you stand, breathing freely, because the city itself breathes for you. You make your own way to the farms, where life for the entire city begins. They are not farms in the earthly sense, with fields of grain waving under the sun. Here, the farms are vast vertical chambers filled with green light. Algae, billions upon billions of cells suspended in nutrient baths, fed by carefully balanced light and carbon dioxide. They shimmer like emerald oceans contained in glass. Engineers call them biolungs. You watch workers in grey suits adjust the panels, filtering the water, monitoring growth. Every breath you take is born here, exhaled by organisms that never rest. Children are brought here on lessons, pressed against the glass, wide-eyed as their teachers whisper, "These are your forests. This is your sky. When you breathe, thank them." And people do. Quietly, subconsciously, a superstition has taken root that one must pause at the farms at least once a week, bowing your head for a moment in gratitude. It is not religion, not exactly. It is survival turned into ritual. Beyond the farms, another sound dominates. The great processors, towers that stretch through multiple decks, pulling in outside air, crushing and splitting molecules, neutralizing acid. Their rhythm is steady, almost musical, a deep bass note that vibrates through the city's bones. To newcomers, this is unsettling, a constant reminder of machinery working tirelessly day and night. But for those born here, it is comfort. The sound means life continues. Silence would mean disaster. Some say the city sings. Its hum is a lullaby, a heartbeat, a hymn of survival. Lovers lean against the walls at night, feeling the thrum as if it were proof that the city itself embraces them. Still, the dependence is unnerving. Every system must work perfectly. A single crack in the chamber, a single failed seal, and balance could tip. Too much carbon dioxide, and people grow dizzy, sluggish, unconscious. Too little oxygen, and panic spreads before the mind can even form the thought we are suffocating. Drills are held often, sirens blare, masks are pulled off, children rush into sealed chambers while technicians swarm the decks. Most are false alarms, simple tests, but each one drives the point deeper. Nothing here is permanent. Nothing here is guaranteed. When you lie in bed at night, listening to the low hum of the processes, a thought sometimes slips into your mind. What if it stops? Air tastes different here. Not the wild living air of Earth, heavy with pollen, salt, dust. Venus air is smooth, clinical, clean. Some describe it as metallic. Others say it carries the faintest sweetness from the algae that birthed it. There are stories of earth-born settlers who, on their first night in the city, wept simply from breathing. They said the air felt too thin, too sharp, too artificial. But within weeks, they adapted. The body learns, the lungs adjust, and soon the earth air feels heavy, polluted, foreign. Generations born here will never know the difference. For them, this taste, this engineered breath, is home. To work in the oxygen farms is considered sacred, almost priestly. These workers are treated with respect, for their hands maintain the line between life and death. Children dream of joining them, of standing before the emerald chambers and knowing that the city breathes because of you. But the responsibility is immense. Workers often confess that the pressure is psychological as much as physical. Some cannot sleep, haunted by the idea that one mistake, one overlooked detail, could doom thousands. Burnout is common. Elders remind them, you do not hold the sky alone. The city breathes together. In every society, breath becomes more than biology. It becomes symbol, spirit, soul. And in the floating cities, breath is life itself, visible, tangible, crafted. Children whisper of the cloud mother, a myth spun from old earth stories and skyborn imagination. They say she is a giant being, her lungs hidden in the storms below. And each time you breathe, it is her breath entering your body. Others say the algae are spirits, countless tiny souls working in unison to keep humanity alive. To harm them carelessly is taboo. to tend them gently is seen as a blessing. Even skeptics admit there is something humbling about standing before the walls of green light, realizing that your next heartbeat depends on these fragile cells. You walk through the city and notice how often people pause, synchronizing their movements with breath. Workers exhale together before lifting heavy equipment. Children are taught to count breaths during lessons, calming their bodies when storms rattle the walls. At festivals, even there is a ritual known as collective breath. The city gathers in the central hub, thousands of people packed shoulder to shoulder. The lights dim. The hum of machines fills the silence. And then a signal chimes. Everyone inhales together. Everyone exhales together. A single rhythm, a single breath. It is a reminder no one here survives alone. The air is shared. The sky is shared. Life itself is shared. Still, fear lingers. You've seen it in the eyes of newcomers, in the tense grip of children during drills, the fear of suffocation, the fear of walls failing, the fear of silence after the hum. It is primal, deep, older than language. Humans evolved on solid ground under open skies. Here, every instinct rebels. Yet slowly, surely, instincts are reshaped. Generations raised in the clouds do not fear the absence of ground. They fear the absence of hum. Perhaps one day they will forget earth air entirely, and the sky will no longer be strange, but natural. To breathe here is to trust. Trust in the algae, trust in the machines, trust in the countless hands that tend them. Each breath is a reminder of fragility. Each exhale, a reminder of resilience. On Venus, the air is never free, but it is always shared. The city drifts silent to the outside world, but within its walls, it teems with people. Thousands of lives suspended in the sky. They call themselves skyborn, even those who came from Earth, because after years of breathing this air, there is no other identity that fits. To live above an endless abyss changes more than your address. It changes who you are. Life here is structured, but not in the way it was once on Earth. There are no sprawling nations, no endless highways, no castles of stone. Instead, there are roles, essential, interdependent, fragile. At the top of the hierarchy are the engineers and atmosphere caretakers. Without them, the city would fall. They monitor buoyancy cells, repair breaches, and study storm patterns. They are revered, though not envied, because their mistakes would be catastrophic. Next comes the farmers and biologists who tend algae and sky gardens. They provide the breath of life, the food, the grass that keeps despair at bay. Children grew up learning their names as though they were heroes. Then, other teachers, healers, and historians, the ones who shape minds, mend bodies, preserve memory. In a world without ground, culture must itself be carried in voices, songs, and archives. Without them, the city would not just lose life, but meaning. Finally, there are the wanderers, those who do odd jobs, who float between roles, who drift through the city like shadows. Some call them useless, others see them as essential, sponges for change, dreamers who see beyond the rigid lines of survival. And then there you are, somewhere in between, not ruler, not outcast, just one of many, tethered to this fragile miracle of air. Instead of kings or presidents, each city has a council of sky folk, 10 to 12 members chosen not by birthright but by contribution. Engineers, farmers, healers, sometimes even a storyteller. They gather in the central chamber beneath the great dome, overlooking the abyss through transparent walls. Their decisions are not made with grandeur, but with gravity. Should the city rise higher to avoid a storm, risking radiation? Should it drift lower to harvest rare molecules, risking pressure? Should it accept migrants from another struggling aerostat, knowing resources may stretch thin? Every decision is survival. Every debate is shadowed by the abyss below. Children sit on meetings, pressed against the glass, listening to their elders speak. It is their first taste of governance, their first lesson. Leadership is not about power here. It is about balance. In Earth's cities, the poor often vanished into alleys. The rich soared in towers, but here no one escapes the abyss. Everyone knows it is beneath them. Everyone feels it pressing up like an invisible tide. And so, arrogance softens. Riches mean little when storms can strip them away. Status means little when one broken valve can silence an entire neighborhood. Instead, people respect usefulness. Can you mend a crack? Grow a vine? Comfort a grieving neighbor? Then you're valuable. Can you only speak, only demand, only hurt? Then the abyss is your judge, and the society quietly turns away. Culture is not written in stone. It is in wind and voice. Festivals are simple, but deeply symbolic. The storm vigil. When great tempests rise, the city dims its lights. Families gather around viewports to watch lightning lash the clouds. Children are told, the storm teaches. It teaches humility, patience, awe. Once a year, the city ascends higher into the thinner atmosphere. The skies glow pale green, stars peek faintly through, and people gather to eat preserved fruits and tell stories of Earth. They call it touching the edge. When a child is born, the council chooses a word not from Earth but from sky. Names like Zephyr, Syrah, Aurelia. The child is lifted toward the canopy light, and the community breathes together. A single inhalation to welcome new life. Though Venus floats alone, Earth is never far in thought. Earth sends supplies, sometimes migrants, sometimes demands. Earthborn settlers often arrive with nostalgia, carrying seeds, music, and memories of rivers. Skyborn children, on the other hand, are fascinated but treated like mythology. To them, Earth is not home, it is legend. This creates tension. Earthborn long for ground, for permanence, for soil between their fingers. Skyborn laugh at the thought, whispering, how can you live when the world holds you down? Earth still sees Venus as fragile, temporary, but for those who live here, Earth seems a fragile one, polluted, divided, drowning in its own weight. We are the future, the Skyborn say. They are the past. Even in the sky, not everyone fits. Some cannot bear the constant hum of machines, the endless dependence on others. Some seek solitude. They drift toward the outer decks, choosing isolation over community. They are called drifters, not criminals, not rebels, just those who cannot anchor themselves even to a floating city. Some craft small balloons and live inside solitary pods tethered by long cables. Others vanish into the clouds, chasing a silence deeper than society allows. Stories of them are told like ghost tales. Children whisper. The drifters hear the voice of the abyss. Adults whisper too, though with less mockery, more fear, because sometimes those voices return in dreams. Living without ground reshapes the mind. People here move differently, always aware of balance, of drift. Their language is full of metaphors of air. She floats well, they say, of someone who adapts. He sinks, they say, of someone who gives up. Dreams are different too. Many report visions of endless falling, of storms whispering their names, of flying through caverns of cloud. Psychologists study these dreams, wondering if they are born from fear or if the human mind, when stripped of ground, creates new archetypes. And always, always, there is the awareness of fragility. Every choice echoes louder here. Every mistake carries the weight of the abyss. Society above the abyss is not built on stone. It is built on trust, ritual, usefulness. To drift here is to accept that nothing is permanent except the need for one another. On Earth, people built cities to escape the wild. On Venus, people build cities within it, not against the storm, but with it, always aware that below lies silence and the abyss. Today's rhythm is work, not because the council decrees it, not because laws demand it, but because survival does. Every hand in the city has a role, every role a weight. To neglect your work is to pull on the fragile web that holds thousands of lives afloat. Today, you rise from the hub and make your way through curving corridors to your assignment. Outside, the clouds churn, but inside, the city breathes with purpose. Tools clatter, turbines hum, footsteps echo against alloy floors. You are not alone. Around you, others walk with the same silent determination. A society built above the abyss has no luxury for idleness. Your first stop is the maintenance decks, the underbelly of the city. Few like to linger here. The walls are thin, the hum of pressure cells louder, the smell faintly metallic and acrid. Through narrow viewports, you can glimpse the abyss below, an endless ocean of clouds that seems to lean upward, ready to swallow. Engineers here are very precise, their voices clipped, their movements rehearsed. They check seals, tighten valves, monitor pressure gauges glowing in dim light. One mistake here, a leak in buoyancy cell, a crack in an acid neutralizing tank, and the city would tilt, lurch, perhaps begin to fall. The people who work here are respected, but they are also haunted. They know too much of fragility. They joke little. They sleep poorly. Their eyes always glance at the door, as though feeling the abyss pressing upward. Not far above, a different world, the sky gardens. Humid chambers where vines twist around, where papaya trees grow heavy with fruit, where engineered root vegetables push through nutrient beds. It smells alive here, rich, damp, green. Children often beg to visit, just to breathe the air, heavier with oxygen, warmer than the sterile corridors of the city. Farmers sing as they work, their voices echoing against glass and leaf. The gardens are more than food. They are medicine for the spirit, a reminder of Earth's forests, of color and life. Some citizens wander here on breaks, trailing hands across leaves, closing their eyes to imagine ground beneath their feet. But even here, danger lingers. A fungal infection could wipe out entire harvests. A failed filter could turn a greenhouse into a chamber of rot. Farmers carry that responsibility with reverence. Every seed, every leaf is a prayer. On the rim of the city, turbines stretch like colossal wings, turning slowly against the Venus winds. To work here is exhilarating and terrifying. The air outside the protective shields screams at hundreds of kilometers per hour. Lightning flickers in distant clouds, turning the sky purple-white. Workers clip themselves into harnesses, stepping onto narrow platforms where the hum becomes roar. They adjust blades, tighten bolts, scrape acid residue from surfaces. Their bodies sway with movement of the city, their voices lost in the wind. Every worker here is paired with another. No one works turbines alone. The abyss below is too close, the winds too eager. If one slips, the other must hold the line. If both fail, the storm decides. They say trust is forged fastest on the rim, and it is true. You cannot fear your partner when your life depends on their grip. Not all labor is physical. In a society where ground never exists, knowledge itself becomes survival. Teachers gather children in circular halls, drawing diagrams of buoyancy cells, tracing the history of storms, teaching rituals of calm breathing. Know the hum, one teacher whispers, placing a child's hand against the wall. If it changes, tell us. The city speaks through its bones. There are also the watchers, those who sit in tall towers that pierce the thinner layers of atmosphere. Their duty is to track storms, lightning patterns, wind currents. They chart maps not of land but of air, predicting turbulence before it arrives. Their journals are treated like sacred texts. When a watcher speaks, the city listens. Some tasks are quiet, unseen, scrubbing corridors free of acid dust tracked in from airlocks, stitching clothing so fibers resist corrosion, maintaining archives of Earth's songs and poems. Every job matters, even the smallest. Here, there are no luxuries. Each act, no matter how humble, adds weight to the city's survival. There is pride in this, a pride Earth sometimes forgets. On Earth, wealth buys idleness. Here, idleness buys death. Every skyborn child grows up hearing stories of mistakes. A valve left unchecked that caused a tilt so sharp half the city woke up screaming. A farmer who misjudged humidity and lost an entire crop of beans. a watcher who slept through a storm warning, and 3 workers never returned from the rim. The stories are cautionary, yes, but also ritual. They remind everyone that mistakes are not shameful in themselves. Silences. To err is human, but to hide an error, skyborn say, is betrayal. Transparency is survival. By midday, the city hums at full strength. You walk corridors alive with motion, workers hauling tools, children singing in lessons, farmers calling out harvest tallies. It is not chaos, but rhythm, a pulse, steady as a heartbeat. Even breaks are communal. Meals are served in wide halls where everyone gathers. Bowls of algae stew, slices of fruit, tea brewed from herbs grown in rooftop greenhouses. Laughter rises, stories are told, hands brush. In these moments, the abyss is forgotten. But never for long. Always the hum returns to awareness. Always the walls remind you the city floats and must keep floating. Perhaps the most remarkable part of work here is the trust. You do not question whether the engineers checked the seals, whether the farmers tended the algae, whether the watchers studied the sky. You trust. Because if you don't, you cannot sleep. There are few locks in the city, few closed doors. Secrets are dangerous. Shadows more so. Even personal conflicts are set aside during work. The abyss tolerates no grudges. So you labor, you sweat, you breathe, and you trust. To work in the clouds is not to build monuments or empires. It is to maintain breath, balance, survival. Each act is humble. Each act is holy. For in a city above the abyss, every bolt tightened, every leaf tended, every lesson taught is a prayer. And together, those prayers keep the sky from swallowing you whole. The storm begins with a whisper, not thunder, not lightning, just a subtle change in the hum of the city's walls. A deeper vibration, as though the sky itself has shifted tone. Those born here know it immediately. Heads lift, voices pause mid-sentence. Children grow quiet. A storm is coming. The first signal is light, not from the sun, but from within. Corridor lamps flicker red, a pulse that beats in rhythm with the city's alarms. A calm voice echoes through the speakers. Storm front approaching. Secure all desks. Report to stations. There is no panic. There cannot be. Panic kills faster than wind. Instead, the city moves with ritual precision. Farmers lock greenhouses, sealing fragile crops behind reinforced membranes. Engineers rush to the maintenance desks, checking seals, tightening clamps, double checking valves. Parents gather children, ushering them into safe chambers lined with shock absorbers. And you feel the shift beneath your feet as the city braces itself. Through the observation windows, the world changes. The golden clouds darken, folding on in themselves like a living thing. Shadows ripple across the horizon. And then, lightning. Not the gentle folk of earth storms, but titanic bolts, branching in violent arcs, tearing through the atmosphere like claws. Each flash reveals the scale, clouds rising higher than mountains, walls of vapor twisting in cyclonic rage. Winds scream at speeds that would shred steel. Acid rain lashes the outer hull, sizzling faintly as it strikes. The storm has arrived. Deep within the city, the flotation core groans. Its massive gas chambers strain against pressure differentials. Engineers shout readings across the roar of turbines. The numbers must stay balanced. Too much gas released, the city will sink. Too little, it will rise too high, risking exposure to deadly radiations. You watch the technicians move like dancers, hands flying over controls, bodies braced against trembling decks, sweat beads on their brows. Though the air is cool, the abyss waits below. Above, the storm rages. Beneath them, the city hangs. One miscalculation away from ruin. Storms are common enough that people have created rituals. In safe chambers, families sit in circles, hands clasped, eyes closed. Together, they breathe in rhythm with the hum of processors. Teachers whisper to children, "Feel the city, she holds you. She will not let you fall." Stories are told to distract. Tales of earth, of rivers that raged but never swallowed, of forests that bent but never broke. Songs rise, voices woven together to drown out the thunder. It is not denial, it is defiance. And then it happens, the moment that everyone fears, yet knows too well. The city tilts. Not much, just a few degrees, but in a place suspended above an abyss, a few degrees feels like the end of the world. Objects slide across tables. Children cry out. Workers grab railings as alarms shriek. You feel your stomach lurch, the abyss pulling you at your spine. The flotation core struggles, cells hissing as they adjust volumes. Engineers shout louder. Somewhere a turbine groans, its blade striking too hard against the screaming wind. The abyss is patient, always waiting, and now for a heartbeat, you feel it claw closer. In that moment, the entire city holds its breath. And then the hum steadies, the tilt halts. Slowly, carefully, balance returns. The engineer's voices soften. The alarms quiet. A cheer rises, not wild but relieved, exhausted. People clap each other's backs. Children laugh nervously, clinging to their parents. For a moment, the abyss retreats. The city endures. But the storm does not relent. Hours pass. Lightning continues to rip the clouds apart. Winds buffet the city, making the walls tremble, the corridors groan. It feels endless, as though Venus herself is testing you, daring you to hold. Outside, the sight is terrifying, but also mesmerizing. Rivers of cloud twist into spirals, glowing faintly under electric fire. Some watch from observation domes, eyes wide, as if staring into the face of a god. For many, storms are not just danger, they are holy, proof that sky is alive, that humanity lives within something greater than itself. Not all storms pass without cost. Somewhere along the rim, a turbine snaps. A blade tears free, vanishing into the abyss. A worker is lost with it, their tether cut in the chaos. The announcement comes quietly, respectfully. A bell is rung 3 times. The city pauses. Heads bow. In the midst of the storm, grief finds a place. But even grief cannot last long. Survival demands attention. Tears will come later, but for now, the storm roars on. And then silence. The city steadies. The winds calm. The lightning fades. For a moment, it feels as if Venus herself has grown tired. You look outside the window and see it, the eye, a massive calm vortex stretching for kilometers. Sunlight pierces through, bathing the city in golden glow. For a few stolen moments, the abyss looks almost gentle. Children laugh, running to the windows. Lovers clasp hands. Farmers whisper thanks to their plants, still intact. It feels like a blessing, but everyone knows it will not last. The other side of the storm waits. When the winds return, they come softer. Lightning grows less frequent. The city groans, then steadies. Slowly, carefully, balance returns. There is relief, yes, but also pride. The city has endured once more. The abyss has reached and failed to take. To live without ground is to live without certainty. Every day in the floating cities, you walk hallways suspended above an abyss. Breathe air crafted from poison and dream beneath storms that never cease. Survival here is practical. Seals, turbines, oxygen farms, but philosophy grows wherever fragility thrives. Skyborn philosophers, priests, and poets have spent generations asking, what does it mean to live when the ground is gone? On Earth, human thought was shaped by stone and soil. Language is full of it. Foundation, grounded, down to earth, rooted. Here, those words falter. What does grounded mean to a child who has never seen soil? Skyborn thinkers replace them with metaphors. To be wise is to balance. To be strong is to drift without fear. To be true is to float with others, not against them. They say the abyss beneath us is not emptiness, it is reminder. The reminder shapes every ritual, every prayer, every song. Life in the sky demands a morality different from Earth's. Here, selfishness is lethal. Secrets corrode trust. Arrogance tilts balance. Children are taught early. Every act is weight. Waste too much food and you imperil the algae farms. Lie about a leak and you endanger thousands. Even cruelty weighs heavy, fraying bonds that keep the city afloat. From this grows a philosophy of shared fragility. To be human is not to stand alone, but to float together. The abyss teaches that survival is not an individual achievement, but a collective prayer. For earthborn settlers, the sky is exile. They dream of rivers, forests, gravity that holds instead of threatens. For the skyborn, earth is myth. Beautiful, yes, but suffocating for its heaviness. Debates rage. Where do humans truly belong? Some argue humanity was never meant for Venus. That life here is a desperate experiment. Others insist Venus is the next chapter. The ground itself was always a crutch, and only in the sky do humans truly learn what it means to live. To live in the floating cities of Venus is to accept that life has no ground, that permanence is illusion, that meaning is not found in stone but in drift. And perhaps that is not weakness but wisdom. For only when the ground is gone do we learn the truth. That what holds us is not soil, it is one another. Epilogue: The Endless Horizon. The day wanes, the storms soften, the city drifts into evening. Through the observation domes, the sky blooms with colors no earth sunset ever held. Ribbons of copper, rivers of violet, smears of rain that glow like ghostly auroras. The clouds below catch the light and ripple like an endless ocean of fire. The city slows, as if listening. Families gather by windows. Lovers clasp hands. Children press their foreheads against glass. The hum of processors remains, already steady and constant. But even that seems quieter, as though the city itself is pausing to witness the horizon. Each fragment, each fragment is miraculous. And today they form our life, a day in the floating city of Venus. The sun dips lower, sinking behind the planet's eternal haze. But Venus's clouds are tricksters. Instead of darkening, they glow brighter, scattering light into dazzling patterns. The city flows through a sea of gold, every surface painted in fire. Children cheer, elders bow their heads. Artists scribble madly, trying to capture colors that dissolve the moment they are made. Musicians lift instruments and play against the storm, their notes weaving with thunder into something strange and beautiful. You stand at the window and breathe. The air tastes metallic, faintly sweet, a reminder of the algae's ceaseless labor, of the machine's endless hum. A reminder that even here, above poison, above fire, life endures. No one in the floating cities forgets how fragile it all is. One broken seal, one failed chamber, one storm too fierce, and everything could fall. Tomorrow is never guaranteed, but perhaps that is what makes today sacred. Every sunrise is a triumph, every sunset a celebration, every breath a gift exchanged between thousands of lungs, thousands of lives. Earth taught humanity permanence. Stone, soil, rivers, roots. Venus teaches transience. That life is precious precisely because it is never promised. Some settlers still dream of leaving. They whisper of Mars' deserts, of Earth's forests, of moons and stars yet waiting. They call Venus temporary, a bridge, not a home. But the skyborn know better. They plant their herbs, sing their songs, write their myths. They do not long for ground. They do not need rivers. Their rivers are storms. Their ground is air. Their horizon is endless. They say, "We are not waiting to return. We are waiting to belong, and we already do." As night settles, lights flicker on across the aerostat. Corridors glow soft amber. Gardens dim into silver twilight. Families gather for their final meal of the day. Stews thick with algae, fruits, sweetened by cloud-grown vines. Children drift to hammocks, whispering their bedtime prayer. May I drift steady, may I drift true, may I drift with those I love. The hum of machines deepens, steady as a heartbeat. The storm rumbles in the distance, not menacing now, but familiar like a lullaby. The city does not rest. It never can, but the people do. Trusting the hum, trusting each other, trusting the sky. And now, as you drift with them, imagine this. You close your eyes and feel the floor beneath you, light, fragile, floating. You hear the hum of the coal, the breath of the algae, the distant thunder. You picture the abyss below, patient and endless, and the horizon above, radiant and infinite. This is your life now. Not rooted, not fixed, but drifting. Always drifting. And perhaps, just perhaps, drifting is not weakness, it is freedom. Thank you for joining us in the floating cities of Venus. If you've drifted this far with us, leave a cloud emoji in the comments and tell us, would you choose to live there in a sky above a world of fire? Until next time, breathe steady, drift true, and dream of horizons without end.